Hey guys, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a cooking video on an unstuffed pepper dinner. So what I'm going to do is I have some chopped bell pepper, chopped white onion, some minced garlic, some tomato sauce that I made, a jar of tomatoes, some spices, some sausage, and some cauliflower rice. So it's pretty much a one-pot meal, which are my favorite. They're easy, they're so simple, and they taste super good. So that's what we're gonna start with. So I'll turn on my oven. Add a little bit of olive oil in there. Give it some time to heat up. I'm just gonna get this roll of sausage ready. You can also use a pound of regular ground beef. With the spices, it will still taste super good, but I just decided to use a roll of Italian sausage, Bob Evans, because it is already seasoned and it'll taste super good and just bring a lot of extra flavor to this meal. And then this sausage, I believe I just got it from Meijer or Kroger, one of the two. I know they sell them at both. I buy them at both. Super easy to find anywhere. And then this riced cauliflower, I got it at Aldi, and I believe it's $1.89 for the bag, and it is just a lot easier for me to buy this bag than to chop up some cauliflower and season it and get it all ready that way. So these are definitely a convenience thing. $1.89 for this bag, which is 12 ounces, and if you look at the nutrition facts, has 3 total carbs if you count total carbs, and 1 net carb if you count net carbs like I do. And you get about 4 servings per bag, so it's awesome. And you can microwave this too, which is great. Not in the bag, but it's still a microwavable food, which is fantastic. And still waiting for this to heat up. And in the meantime, while this is heating up, I am going to let you guys know that starting October 1st, I'm going to be doing a 0 carb challenge with one of my friends, Nick from Keto.Elite13. Follow him on Instagram, read up on his plan. It's just a super fun, like, small group, getting people together to do this plan, all online. There's prizes involved. He's giving away over $2,000 worth of prizes with a bunch of different collabs from keto companies, which is super fun. And it's just like an extra motivation to like really stick to it, really enjoy it, and just have fun with it. That's his biggest thing that he keeps telling me is I want people to have fun and I don't want people to think that it's super serious. So it's gonna be great. And I really hope that you guys check it out, because after reading the meal plan and everything, after the plan got emailed to me, it was fantastic. And I believe the plan is only $57. Like, it's really not that expensive, and it's for 21 days. So it comes with a full meal plan for every day. And the biggest thing that I thought was amazing was that he didn't do a weekly meal plan. Like, that's kind of what I expected, because usually when you buy meal plans or you do things like this, they give you a weekly meal plan, so you're eating the same exact thing every single day for 7 days straight. But for him, he literally gives you a new meal every single day, which is going to be really nice. Because for me, when things are different, like when the meals are different and when the food is just different every day, it is easier to stick to, because you don't get bored of what you're eating, because it's something new every day. So if you don't have one of these meat spatula presser things, you need to get one. It's the best kitchen utensil that I own, honestly. Super easy. And if you guys like this video so far, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so that you'll know when my cooking videos come up next. And if you end up making this meal, tag me in it on Instagram, follow me at Keto.Shelbies, and just let me know how it turns out, how everybody liked it. That would be really awesome. If there are any other meals that you guys can think of that you would like me to do a keto version of, let me know, leave me a comment, and we can talk about it. And there's always a way to keto-fy something, trust me. I have been doing keto since May of 2018, and I've tried to find a way to help all my cravings, especially in the beginning. I'm not going to lie to you, the beginning is the hardest when it comes to your cravings and, you know, wanting to indulge in the sweets and the carbs, but after your body is fat adapted, it really does go away. Trust me, I didn't believe it at first either, but it's true. Alright. So that's going to keep warming up. And just for reference point, this is 1 large green bell pepper. This is about 1/3 of a large white onion. And I'm going to use about probably 1 tablespoon of this minced garlic. This is 1 small can of tomato paste, and I ended up putting about 3/4 cup of water in there and just mixing it up with a spatula to help thin it out, because it's so much easier to cook with tomato paste when you thin it out. My aunt taught me that, and it's something that I've always done. And then this jar of tomatoes that I'm going to add, it's just from Meyer, diced tomatoes and green chilies, just to give it a little extra kick. When you are making a keto meal on your own and not following a recipe, my biggest suggestion is to come up with what meat you're going to use, what you're going to cook with. Like for me, it's just an Italian sausage roll. And then choose a vegetable you want to incorporate, and it's as simple as that. I could honestly just do this ground sausage with some sauteed peppers and onions, and that could be my dinner. Keto is as easy as you make it, and it's also as hard as you make it. I know in the beginning it is super hard to like understand the concepts of everything, but it truly, truly isn't bad once you get a grasp on it. So don't quit. I wanted to quit. At first I did, I'm not going to lie. It's overwhelming when it's new. But then once you keep going with it, it's super incredible. I just added a little bit of water to my tomatoes because I drained the can and I shouldn't have, so don't do that. Don't drain the can. Also, just as a side note, you can absolutely cook this in a saucepan. I choose to cook it in a big pot so that I avoid any spillage, because I tend to stir super aggressively. So cooking it in a pot is super easy, and you eliminate having multiple pans on the stove because not everything can fit in a saucepan. So this is definitely one of my biggest tips. Cook in a big pot. So this meat is done cooking. I'm going to scoop it out with a strained spoon into my bowl, because I want all of the oil that I cooked with from earlier to stay in the pot. It adds extra flavor, and it's so good to keep that. You definitely want to keep cooking with that. That's also why I like the big pot, because all of the flavors get cooked into each other continuously throughout the whole entire recipe, and it just makes it taste better. Definitely does. Alright. so good already. Okay. A little bit more. Okay. So I'm going to set this off to the side. Add just a little bit more oil, like a touch. I probably didn't even need to put any in there. And now I'm going to put my peppers in here. Onions. And then I'm going to put, like I said, about 1 tablespoon of this minced garlic. It might be more. This is a large spoon. Maybe I'll put a little bit more. I love garlic. If garlic is something that's super flavorful to you and you're sensitive to it, you can just put a little bit, or you can use garlic powder instead if it's less potent. So I'm just going to take my spatula, stir all of this together, and let it cook down. These are the seasonings that I'm going to be adding in. I just have some oregano, some crushed red pepper for a little bit of extra spice, some pink Himalayan sea salt, and just my pepper shaker. Another tip I have for you about cooking vegetables or even the meat or just anything on the stove is that you want to cook between a medium and maybe a little bit higher than that of a heat, because if you are rushing to get your meal done and just crank it all the way up to high, you're going to be cooking the outside of whatever it is that you're cooking, but not the inside. So maybe the outside of these veggies, if I was cooking them on high, would be super soft and sauteed and all of that, but then when you bite into it, there's still a super big crunch on the inside. And if that's what you like, that's okay, but when I saute my vegetables, I like the whole entire thing in its entirety to be sauteed. We've got a nice medley of flavors going on here, and I'm very excited about it. So what we're going to do next, I'm going to cut the corner of this off a little, because my next step is going to be adding in that bag of cauliflower. And you can see in here, the onions are starting to get a really nice translucent look to them, and so that's when you know everything's starting to flow the way it should. And another tip with garlic, if you are looking to get a super strong flavor, put your garlic in towards the end of your meal. But if you're looking to just have the flavor of garlic in the center of your meal, put it in right before like I did, because then it just cooks into everything and isn't as bold of a taste. I think that's the best way to say that. So now you can see the onions are starting to have like a brown edge to them, and so are the peppers. So now I know that it's the time to add my cauliflower rice. And with that, I'm going to sprinkle my pepper. Grind some salt into there. Shake some red pepper flakes. And that's another spice that you can do little by little, just so that you don't overwhelm yourself with the hot flavor. And then the oregano, which can also sometimes have a strong spice to it, so just add accordingly. So now what I'm going to do is just stir in this rice into my sauteed vegetables until the rice cooks down. The rice starts to get a little bit of a translucent color to it. And then I'm going to add back in my meat and then my tomatoes and my tomato sauce that I made. See what I mean? I'm a messy stirrer. I've always been a messy stirrer, even with a pot with edges. Can you imagine what it would look like with a saucepan? A mess. So the rice is turning a little bit more brown, a little bit more cooked in. So now I'm going to take the meat that I scooped out and I'm going to put it back in. Oh yeah. It's also still very hot, so that's good. Keep everything nice and warm. So make sure that's mixed up really well. Let all of the flavors mingle together. And then we're going to add our finishing touches in a little bit. Okay, so now with my spatula, I'm going to take my tomato paste and water mixture and I'm going to pour it into here. And then take the can of tomatoes with a little bit of water in there. Pour that into there as well. Just stir it all together. Nice and even, nice and gentle. And it's always hard to eyeball if you need more water or not. If this turns into like a super thickened mixture, then I'm going to add some more water just to thin it out, make it a little better to eat. But I think it looks like it's going to be good. I think I did good on that water estimate. Maybe a little bit more. So I'm just gonna fill up my can about this much. My biggest tip with cooking is if you want to add spices or water or anything like that, add it little by little and keep tasting it as you go, because you can always keep adding, but you can never take away once you get it in there. Alright. So now I'm just going to let this simmer for a little bit. Let all the tomatoes and the tomato sauce soak into the meat and the rice, and then it'll be all set. Now I'm going to try some. It's going to be so hot. Turn my heat on low. That's good. That's hot. Ooh, yummy. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, to subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment if you have any questions about this recipe. If you have any recipes you want to try in the future that you want me to make, let me know. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Thanks.